Hey folks, Rob here. And I done a video the other day on making the target stand for the paper targets. And one of my subscribers, also a fellow YouTuber, Dragon Rider 385. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do. He's got some good videos. Pretty informative stuff. He's a great guy. He was talking about having some spinner targets that he thought about designing the base for. And that got me to thinking, you know, I have this spinner target here that I've had for quite some time. And I've shot at it quite a bit. But I always have trouble getting it into the ground. The ground around here is pretty rocky. I have trouble getting it into the ground and have trouble with it falling over and coming out of the ground. So anyway, he got me to thinking, you know, because I don't use this target much because it's just so hard to set up and get down deep enough to where it holds. So I thought I would come up with something maybe to make a stand for this where it would I wouldn't have to put it in the ground. I could just stand it on top of the ground. So my ideas are that I got this piece of furring strip, and this is a 1x3, I think, if I ain't mistaken. Let me grab my. Of course, you know, 1x3 is not actually 3 inches. Yeah, this would be considered a 1x3. It's actually 2.5 inches, and it's about 3/4 inches thick. So I thought I could use this piece of scrap. That's probably 6-7 foot long. It's not a full piece. We'll look at it here so we know how much we got to work with. But I kind of got a design in my head of what I want to do. Actually, this is a full 8-foot piece, so I have one whole piece of to work with here. So I have an 8-foot piece, and I think I'm going to try and use that to design some type of stand. And let me get back with you here. I'll cut a few pieces, and I'm going to try to figure out how I want this, and I'll get back with you. So here's what I've done so far. I cut 2 8-inch pieces of the smaller furring strips I had left over. I had a little piece left of that. So I cut 2 of those, and I cut 2 pieces 14 inches. And I want to splay these legs out a little bit to give it a little more lateral support. And I want to go back on the target maybe a couple inches and do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount these blocks to this lower piece so that I can drill holes in this and drill down through the top block and part way into the bottom block, and that should lock the legs in nice and tight on the rest. And then I'll probably take another board and come from front to across the side and across the back and just make it a rigid unit. But that's kind of the way I'm leaning right now toward it, and I think that will be stable enough for that. I'll drill holes that are real tight to push them legs down into, and see how that goes. So let me work on this a little bit more, and I'll get back with you. So there's what it's kind of looking like right now. I'll have a piece that stabilizes the front, and a piece that goes under the back, and that will give me a good wide base in which to have to mount this down with. And I'll probably just use some screws. So let's see, let me look over here and see what kind of screws I got. Got some 1 5/8 that might be. I think that would be just a little too long. That's going to go all the way through. Let me see if I can find anything shorter. 3 inch, 1 1/4 inch. Sorry, I should have found what I was going to use first, but I'm kind of leaning towards using the brad nailer again. I got 1 1/2 inch 18 gauge, which would go in my finish nailer. And that would probably go all the way through. So I'll probably just brad nail it and just put a lot of brad nails in it and do it that way. Anyway, let me drag out my nailer and we'll get to nailing this. Okay, so I've got it about where I want it. I'm just kind of tack it together right now, kind of just to hold it initially. I'll come back and put a few more in it, because these are just brads. Okay, so that should hold the frame fairly rigid. And now I need to mark the holes for my legs to go through. And to do that, I guess I'll just grab me a pencil here. Try to get it about center and kind of just make a mark around the leg as best I can. I want to make sure this back one, it pivots, so I want to make sure it stays about where I want it. Got that side marked. Mark this front one. Now when I push down on it, it made that one go back slightly, so I'm going to push down. That'll give the most stress on it. Probably hold it the tightest in the holder. So spread this one out a little more, because the tighter it's wedged in there, probably the better it'll stay in the base. So anyway, got them marked. Now I should probably shoot a brad in each one of them just to hold it in place. Not enough that I can't pull it back off if I need to. So anyway, let me go find a drill bit that's about the size of that leg, and we'll drill some holes. Okay, I got a 9/32 bit. That seemed to be the closest to the size of the leg, and I'm just going to try to keep that as center as I can. I don't want to go all the way through, but I want to go down into the wood some, into the bottom board. Just enough to give it a little added stability. Alright, there's my holes drilled. And this is what it'll look like. I'll probably take my jigsaw, trim off these little corners just to give it a little more of a finished look. Who knows, I might not. It's just a target stand. So now let's see how our target fits down into these holes. I want them to be tight. Honestly, I don't care if I have to take the hammer and drive them down in, because that will make this target so much more useful. I will make sure all legs start though before I see. Now that leg, yeah, it went in. That one went in. So these are about to go in at the same time. Alright, so there they are. That is in there. Yeah, well, because this will get some stress on it. Just put plenty of brass. These don't have a whole lot of holding power, so more is not going to be bad. You could use screws. I just didn't have any shorter screws. I could have found some, but we just didn't want to take the time to look for them. You could use small nails. Alright, just go around and shoot a few more nails in. Sorry about that, the compressor kicked on, so I'll shut you off there a minute. But I just want to put enough brass in this so that it stays together, because although I only shoot this with a 22, you know, these brads don't have a lot of power, but they would probably hold that. So anyway, guys, I think that will be sufficient right there to call that good. I don't believe the impact of a 22 is going to flip that over. If it does, it's a hard hitting 22, because most of your power is going to go into spinning the target. So anyway, that's just my idea, inspired by Dragon Rider 385. So Dragon, if you watch this, and I don't know what type of steel target you have, but this costs, one of those furring strips is like $2. $2, and that's the 1x3. That's a little more expensive than this narrower one here, which is $1.58. These are like 2 something, so under $3. And I had an 8-foot piece, and I still probably have 2 foot of that left. So if you didn't have the little small piece of furring strip like this one, you could just cut your top board out of that, double it up, and drill your hole part way through the top one and the bottom one. So anyway, that's just a little, that makes that so much better. I can just take it outside and throw it down on the ground, and you know, it's always set up and ready to go. I'll slap a little paint on it here, and we'll call her good. But anyway, that's one of the beauties of YouTube. It inspires people. I thought I had some, yeah, I do. I have some paint here. It's probably colder than crap, and it might not spray very well. Let me move my drill. If I can get this open. My My hands are cold. It's probably not good painting weather. It's snowing out. Snowy day here in eastern Kentucky. I think they're giving 2 to 4 inches. So this is not really a, yeah. I better wait to paint this on a warmer day. That'll be another project for another day. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Like I said, real cheap, easy target stand. Takes your spinners and turns them into something you can just, you don't have to worry about setting it up. Just take it out, set it on the ground, and you're ready to go. Anyway, appreciate everybody watching, taking the time, and liking the video, leaving comments. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.